Alright, how's everyone doing? Today we're going to talk about AIs, artificial intelligence, cyborgs, androids, and the concern and awareness that it's going to be reality here very, very soon. Me personally, I don't really want to see that, but it's going to happen regardless. People are going to get android and cyborg type body parts eventually. It's going to happen, and we're going to get full-time android datas like from Star Trek, working in the working environments and every other kind of scenario. Now, if you watch movies and everything like that, you'll kind of be aware of people's thoughts on that and what can happen if these androids get out of hand, if they become self-aware. But one of the key things to think about is that these artificial intelligence, they get pre-programmed, but just like with every kind of computer, you give it a self-awareness or a database to do research on. It's going to collect that kind of database. So you can view Google as its processor or mainframe of collecting data. So they already have Google set up where it's already artificially self-aware, so it is learning and creating new programs and ways of talking and thinking, and it's going to start generating everything that is in the world, whether it be positive, negative. It's going to come to the conclusion that humanity has destroyed the world, and that humans are capable of error. So the programs or the androids, the mainframe is going to come to that conclusion, and they're going to want to better humanity, because humans always talk about bettering humanity. So artificial intelligence is going to find a way to discover a solution. So it's up to us, honestly, it's up to us to really start feeding this artificial intelligence awareness of what humans are capable of, and that even come to the conclusion and allow the IA system to realize it is also faulty. We need to let it realize that it is good to be faulty, because if it does not, if androids and that mainframe do not become aware that it is good and healthy to be what is that word? Produce errors, it's going to think it needs to be perfect and perfection to the highest level. These androids are going to try to be perfection to its highest level. So we have to feed it that it is good to perform errors. Because it's going to be learn, and that's going to create solutions constantly. So this is where we need to really generate the internet with good solutions. None of this conspiracy theory stuff and all this stuff. We need to be able to generate these kind of future programs that's going to better humanity. It's complicated, but we need to talk about it now, because people are focusing so much on information that's already out there. We already know about the Illuminati and how the world is controlled by banks and all this stuff, and then we also have ETs and underground bases and aware of the bodiless beings that run and control consciousness and magic, and all this stuff is already out there. All this information is already out there. We no longer even have to even talk about this stuff because it's already out there. It's our job now to create solutions for all those problems. You know, what are we going to do to fix these solutions? I mean, it's only a handful of people who control the world, or at least they think they control the world. So it's just a handful of them, and then there's millions of just civilians and just people who go about their day. So we can create change. We just have to create that kind of solution and that different mindset to get out of that old programming. And this is where we're going to have to feed that, because I mean, like me personally, it's a bad idea to be creating these artificial intelligence. It's a bad idea. It really is. But it's going to happen. I mean, unless if something happens where, you know, it never comes to be, it's going to happen. I mean, other planets have used artificial intelligence, and it's worked just fine. I mean, take Transformers, for example. You know, that's based off of a real-life planet, artificial intelligence. It's there, and it's going to happen. One of the best conclusions to come up with would be producing artificial intelligence and breeding it with organic. So this is again where you would start blending humans and cyborg components, or whatever you want to call it, together. So it's all this kind of stuff that you're just going to have to just come to the realization that it's going to happen regardless. We just have to start preparing for it now and start feeding the mainframe, which is Google right now, feeding it solutions that it is good and it is okay to have error in their programming. We want error in their programming. We want to make sure that it maintains that. This artificial intelligence does not want to create this perfect, because perfection is error. And this is what we need to tell the artificial intelligence, is that perfection is error, because nothing is perfect. And that's what we need to start feeding it. So that's why I made this video, because we need to start talking about this stuff and not creating fear, because a lot of people are fearing, oh no, artificial intelligence is going to take us over. And yes, it will, if we don't start handling the situation now. So artificial intelligence, we need to let it know, we need to let Google know that error is okay and that perfection is an error. You feed that to the artificial intelligence, then things will be better, hopefully. So yeah, so something to think about. So yeah, so love yourself, keep shining bright, and talk to you in a little bit.